Okay, so today is your lucky day, and it's your lucky day because we are going over my exact sales process, word for word, that we use to close clients at least $40,000, 40 to 60 to $70,000 per client. Okay, per client. So this is going to be part one of a two-part process. The first is discovery. This is what we're going to do in this video. It's where we figure out who they are, where they want to be, their goals, what's stopping them from getting there. And then proposal. So this is stating exactly what we're going to do for them, how we're going to do it. And what I'm going to do, because it's your lucky day, is walk you through the entire process word for word that I genuinely use on a daily basis. So first, if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby, founder of Agency Growth Partner. We've been helping tons and tons of established marketing agencies increase revenue by $50,000 to $100,000 per month within 6 to 9 months by building out client acquisition machines. Because most agencies, at this level, being established, they have all the foundations in place. They have systems, a team, they have great results. But they just need more clients, right? And once we can solve this problem of acquiring new clients, and a process like this is included, once we can solve this problem, scale becomes inevitable. If they can just speak to enough qualified prospects every single day, scale is actually very easy, okay? I'll be honest, it's very easy. But anyways, let's get into the actual process. So what I firstly want to do is give you the foundations of sales, okay? Just keep this framework in mind at all times because this is all we're doing, okay? There's probably a million books on sales, okay? And if you read them all, it'll overcomplicate things. And this is what I did when I started. I just consumed way too much, okay? And you hear contradictory things. So some things cancel each other out, saying, don't hard close, soft close, just do this. Don't worry about that. Okay? Just listen to this video because this is what works and it's based on past experience. This is what we do for our own agency, but it's also what we give for all of our clients as well. Okay? All of our clients have the exact same process just to keep everything organized and they see insanely good results. I think it was Fred, one of the clients, Fred, he signed a 6K deal on the first day of using this process. 6K upfront just by using this process. Nothing else. We literally just signed him up, I gave him the process, and he implemented it, got great results from the start. So this is what we're doing. We're figuring out where they are, where they want to be, and what's stopping them from getting there. That is all we're doing. This is sales. Sales. Okay? That is it. I'll take that out for a second. Because, and just to give some, make it a bit more tangible. So for example, what we can use to figure out where they are is a revenue number. So let's say they're at 10K a month. Right? 10K a month. And they want, or let's say they're at 50K a month. Okay, let's just get the numbers up. Right? We don't want to work with small numbers. So let's say they're at 50K a month. This is the usual type of client that comes to us. Then they want to get to 500K a month, for example. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But then we see that the thing stopping them from getting there is signing more clients or, generating more revenue. But in order to get more revenue, they either need to sign more clients or raise the value of their current clients. So what we diagnose in the call is what's stopping them from getting there. They need more clients. More, not even going to try and write that out, clients. Okay? That's it. The thing is, in sales, we don't want to complicate things. In fact, it's actually detrimental if you do complicate things. We want to make it as simple as possible in the prospect's mind because a confused buyer never buys. Okay? So, they're at 50, they want to get to 500. The thing stopping them from getting from 50 to 500 is signing more clients. If we can just position ourselves, I'm trying to see how you can change the color of these things, but I'm not going to do that. Okay? If we can just position ourselves as the solution or the bridge to solving this problem, then they will buy. Because if that's it, okay? If we make it totally apparent that the only thing stopping them from going from 50 to 500 is signing more clients. And we are the best solution to help them sign more clients. Then they have no other choice but to work with us because we will guarantee that they will get from 50 to 500. Think about it. That is it at the end of the day. That is all we're doing in this process. And this, whatever you want to call it, framework, mental model of sales, this has stuck with me ever since I heard it. And it's been the most beneficial thing that I've ever consumed in terms of sales, in terms of business, maybe. But if you can just adopt this mindset, this model, that all you want to do is figure out where someone is and where they want to be and position yourself as a solution to get in there, you can sell literally anything. And I mean that, literally anything. Because fundamentally, it just makes sense. If you're the only thing that can help them get from where they are to where they want to be, they have no other choice but to work with you. Okay? So use this as you will. And honestly, this can apply anyway, right? Any sort of persuasion, any sort of, I don't even like to use that word because people add such negative connotations to it. But either way, keep this in mind. So here's the actual script. And this framework, in terms of what's actually said in the call, actually comes from Alex Hormozi's framework because it's just insanely good. And he calls it the closer framework. So CLOS, or the close framework. And then there's an E, but I don't include the E because that's outside of the sales process. Just don't worry about it. So in terms of the script, what I do is, firstly, I have this as pre-call prep. And what I put over here is that obviously we have the sales tracking sheet. You always want to make sure you know your numbers because you need to know your numbers in terms of closes, in terms of calls taken. But only 3 things are said on a sales call. And I heard this directly from Hormozi himself. He said that the only thing you should be saying on sales calls are questions, restatements, and anecdotal stories. So we don't want to be, that's really it. And this will make more sense as we go about it because this is it's a question-based framework, right? Selling is not trying to sound as smooth as possible. It helps. It's not trying to speak as much as you can. It's not trying to be loud or in their face, anything like that. Sales is more of judo. So by asking the questions, they tell us what their problems are. Okay? By asking questions, it tells us what their desires are, what their goals are. And we want to leverage these as, you could call it ammunition, as leverage it to, position yourself as the best solution. Now, obviously, if you're not the best solution, end the call, right? Tell them that. But for myself, for my business, for AGP, Agency Growth Partner, I know that we are the best solution because no one else has a successful done-for-you solution that focuses on the entire business as a whole, from offer creation to lead generation to sales, because everyone that does that, everyone that figures it out for their own agency, you start seeing them on YouTube, selling their course because that's really it. They just end up in the, done with you. They just go into coaching as soon as they find something that works. And we don't really believe in that. But either way, let's not dwell on that. So, again, what was I saying? Yeah, only 3 things I said on the sales call. Question-based framework. So, because it's a question-based framework, we want to leverage everything that they tell us as, leverage to position ourselves as the best solution to solving their problem. And we can't figure out where they are or where they want to be or what's stopping them unless we ask them. Okay? So the first thing that you want to do is clarify why they're actually on the call, right? This is to really diagnose where they are and where they want to be. So you can ask them straight up, what made you want to take this call? Okay? And I find this the best question to ask at the beginning of a call. So you can obviously go through the niceties, asking how they are, how their days. I really don't like it at all, but we do it nonetheless. So ask them that stuff and then figure out what made them want to take the call. And in most cases for us, they want to sign more clients. That's simple enough. And once we figure that out, I say, okay, that's perfect. let's actually put a number on it. What's your goal in 12 months? And usually this is where they give the revenue number. So 500K. Then I ask them, like these questions, firstly, I just want to say they are interchangeable, meaning you don't have to follow this word for word, step by step. All we're trying to do is figure out these key variables, where they are, where they want to be, what's stopping them. That's really it. These questions are pretty much just here as suggestions. So we figure out the goal, say 500K. Then I like to ask, how far is that from where you are right now? This is just a nicer way of asking how much money they're making right now. And I'll say 50K. Then, I mean, in most cases, for marketing agencies at least, the situations are pretty similar all the time. Right? They just have insufficient clients, at least the people I speak to. So like I was saying, usually, they're pretty similar all the time. They usually have the systems in place, they have a team, they have great results, they can sell. They just need to speak to more qualified prospects every single day. And when we solve that problem, and it's, we solve it pretty easily, once we do that, then, getting to 100, 200, 300, 400K, it's not very complicated at all. Either way. Then I said there's additional questions as suggestions. So what does your ideal client look like? Because, we want to know who we're actually going to reach out to. Okay. And then you can ask, how does the sales process look? Who's actually going to take the calls? Because if we're going to send them 20 meetings a month, 30 meetings a month, 50 meetings a month, we need to make sure they can actually handle the capacity. Having a sales team always helps. But it's not necessary, obviously. Then you want to label them with the problem. Okay, this is the problem. We want to label them with it. So what I like to say is, got it, so you're looking to get to 500K a month. And to do that, the only thing stopping you from getting there is signing more clients. And if, the only way to sign more clients is speak to more qualified prospects every single day. And they say yes. And that labels them with the problem, because now in their head, they realize the only thing stopping them from getting from where they are to where they want to be is signing more clients. And we are the best way to help them sign more clients. And excuse the noise in the back. But then there's additional questions. If I'm not too sure how much someone's actually making, then I would ask a question like, how much would you be willing to solve this problem of signing more clients predictably, consistently, systematically? If I ask them this, and they usually give a good answer, and it just gives an indication of how much they're actually making. Then I overview past pain, so I'll figure out what they've tried in the past, just so I know that there's no other thing holding them back for some reason. You just find out some initial stuff or some final stuff over here, just to make sure they weren't doing anything like absurdly stupid in the past. Either way. Then what it sounds like is the biggest problem that you're facing is you just don't have enough clients. So going back to the label and then sharing the next step. So what you want to do is you never want to state the price without attaching value to it. So the value is attached to it during the proposal call, during the next steps, during the time where you actually explain what you're going to do. So if you haven't explained what you do in depth, then you can't really attach a number to that, because people aren't going to see the actual value in it. So instead of selling your service now, what you want to do is actually sell the proposal call. So you want to, it's really that. You're pitching the next call. So you tell them a brief bit about what you do, because people actually just want to know a little bit. So I would say, we help marketing agencies making between this much and this much, increase the revenue by this much within 6 to 9 months. Biggest problem that we help solve is client acquisition. And then you ask if they'd be open to scheduling a follow-up call where you can create a customized proposal on exactly how you can help them reach their goals based on what you told them today. Okay? And the absolute number one key point is that you need to schedule the follow-up call while you are on the call, assuming they're interested. Because, get it booked into your calendar, whatever it takes, assuming they're interested, assuming they say yes, get it booked in. Because as soon as the call ends, things just get chaotic. So right? They might, forget about you completely. They might have to go to another meeting right away. Then they forget about you, and then they don't book a time, and then you're constantly scrambling on how to get them, onto another booking. Get a commitment as soon as possible and do it right while you're on the call. I always, when I can, when I have availability in my calendar, which is rare, but if I have the choice, I will schedule the proposal call the absolute next day. So you want to leave as little time between them hearing exactly what you do and the actual proposal call. Leave as little time as possible. Because again, speed, just do it fast. There's no benefit in waiting. There's actually a detriment in waiting because they're going to forget about you. So get it scheduled in as fast as possible. And really, this is it. Right? There are additional nuances like, don't talk over the prospect, don't start arguments, things like that. But this will get you 80%, 90% of the way to signing new clients. Like I mentioned, Fred was able to sign an extra 12K within the first day of using the system. Tons of other clients as well. I'll have to get the names. Anyway, forget I'm on a video. Yeah, so anyway, it's extremely useful. So if you have any questions on this, just let me know in the comments. Oh, and if you actually want the script, what I'll do is I will link it below this video. So you can actually get the script, edit it for yourself, make minor tweaks. Honestly, you don't even have to tweak that much, to be honest. Just change change the questions to get the information that you actually need. So if you help e-commerce brands get their store's revenue, whatever you need, email list size, if they tried paid ads in the past, things like that. Just tweak it to your niche and then we can go from there. But yeah, I'll link it below. And again, if you have any questions on it, just leave a comment. Otherwise, hope you found this useful and I'll talk to you in the next one.